G'day guys, and welcome to CSI Crypto Scene Investigation, where we learn and find out the truth behind projects, and we try to take an objective point of view on various things. So, today's project is Moonriver. Now, before we get started, just a little bit of a disclaimer. So, none of this should be considered as financial advice. All of it's for entertainment, educational, and inspirational purposes. If you are new to the channel, please consider liking, subscribing, and turning on the notifications, because that would be flipping awesome, man. So, let's get started on Moonriver. First of all, let's find out what exactly is Moonriver. So let's actually read it from the horse's mouth. It is a community-led sister parachain on Kusama. So Moonbeam is essentially the main chain, so this is the sister parachain. So Moonbeam is on Polkadot, and this is on the Kusama network. Moonriver is a companion network to Moonbeam and provides a permanently incentivized canary network. New code ships to Moonriver first, where it can be tested and verified under real economic conditions. Once proven, the same code ships to Moonbeam on Polkadot. So it's pretty nifty. I've heard about this one. So I haven't seen anything which kind of rustles my jimmies really about this one. Yeah, so I couldn't find a main wallet for this, but this also shows, this is a picture which I found which shows a brief difference between the two. So the only real differences, I mean, other than the fact that I don't think that Moonbeam has actually been officially released yet. I don't think it's actually been released. Which in a kind of weird way is a good thing, because then we know that the developers, founders, and all that jazz who are actually working on Moonbeam, they probably want to test things on Moonriver just to, make sure that things are running good, smoothly, and correctly, right? So I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing that this is the one which is released first versus Moonbeam. Cool, so we'll skip out of that. So MOVR and the Glimmer coin, or the Glimmer token, is the one which is going to be under Moonbeam. Couldn't find anything under Token Sniffer. Let's have a look at the charts. So they had their all-time high around there, which was at about 480. So if we have a look at that compared to the lowest, which was 73, then that's about just over 3 times maybe. Yeah, because 4 times would have been, actually no, that's not 3 times. I'm doing my math way incorrectly. Okay, I'm not even going to count how many times that is. I'll grab a calculator. So apparently it's about 6.5 times. So yeah, so about a 6x. So yeah, so that's where we're currently at. So we're sitting at 189. So in terms of investment price and investment opportunity, this doesn't look like it has been what is it called? It doesn't look like a pump and dump, judging by these charts. If it was a pump and dump, I would expect this chart to look more different than what it looks now. Cool. So let's continue reading. They don't actually currently have a subreddit. They don't currently have a subreddit, so this is probably our best bet in terms of finding out what the sort of social antics are, what sort of the discussions are around this. So let's have a look. So Moonriver Live on Kusama. Let's have a look at the interactions. So it has been going up. It has been going up. So we had about 2,000 something in September, and then now December we're sitting at about 6,000. So that's about 3 times. Okay, not really interested in that. Comments per day. That's okay. Yep, that's fine. I don't see any bad numbers here. Posts per day. So it definitely looks like there is probably a small amount of people who are interested in the project. Remember, that doesn't make it a bad project. I would just say that it's that it's just sort of showing maybe a small amount in that sort of way. Let's see if we can actually find anything regarding the holders. So let's have a look. So MOVR is the name. Alright, so it looks like I couldn't find anything regarding that. So we'll just have a look at the other social statistics. So I'll be pulling up two different ones. So we'll pull up the original Moonriver one, but we'll also pull up the Moonbeam one as well. Actually 134 following. Yeah, we'll actually quit out of that for now. I think, to be honest, Moonbeam would actually be a really good idea to get into right now, because that's essentially like it's like the Cardano of Ethereum. I don't know if that makes much sense, but yeah, that's just sort of what I think about that right now, because it hasn't been officially released, and it seems like their sort of test network is their way of doing like a peer-reviewed version, right? And that's essentially what Cardano is. So Ethereum's like, idea, pump it out. Cardano is like, idea, let's peer-review this. Does it work? Then let's push it out. So yeah. Not saying Ethereum is bad, by the way, just in case we have any ETH hype boys in the comment section. So let's have a look at the followers. So they have 84,000 followers, and they only got 16,000 in the last 30 days. So 41%. To be honest, that's, how is that 41% of 84,000? I do not know. To be honest, that's not great. I don't think that's great. Yeah, I think, yeah, in terms of community chatting, that doesn't scream, yes, let us be a part of this. I'm gonna be honest, that's not very attractive to me, to be honest. Yeah. Are people... Oh, I was reading the wrong section. I was reading the following, not the followers. 164,000. Okay. My bad, people. So yeah. Gosh. Sorry guys, that's a little bit cringy. But yeah, so 30 days. Yeah. I don't think it's very bad. I personally don't think that's very bad. Let's see what we can find about this. So 33,000. Okay. So it seems like it hasn't been getting as much talk as it has been a few months ago. Was there anything special happening a few months ago? Let's have a look. So we had November. Yeah, I mean, we had those little sort of pumps and jumps there. And we had that one there. So that's probably when these moon projects would have had their biggest kind of moments, right? The biggest sort of time to shine. Now, does that mean that they will not have any more times? No, it does not. It just sort of means that they have had those times and they could have more times ahead. But we'll have a look at their roadmaps as well, just to see what else we can find. Moonriver, Google Trends. 23, yeah, so as we can see, so it looks like November 8th was its biggest day in the last 90 days. Let's have a look at the last 12 months though. So, oh wow, I was actually expecting something along here. Oh, actually no, because this is Moonriver, eh? Yeah, so actually that makes sense for it to be around the 7th of November, because there probably would have been some sort of release around there. And then it went down and back up, okay. And so it says there probably we're sitting about 36, which it's understandable. And then Moonbeam. Yeah, what did I say, man? So they would have had like these like little pumps kind of like near these sort of sections. So that is kind of weird though, how it just goes 0 to like 97, 98s and stuff. It doesn't have any sort of like little moments, which the other one does, which is quite interesting really. Yeah, that's quite different. So let's have a look. Moonriver. So let's see if we can find anything in here. Moonriver network deployed, so they have documentation on that, which is fine. Yep, that looks all good. MOVR token. Okay, let's have a look. Does it say anything about things? So this actually does show some of the token allocation. So let's see what we can find out with this. Parachain crowd loan. So I believe that they did have some sort of like crowdfunding type thing. I did see something about that on their Reddit. Developer adoption program. Here's something which makes me a bit suspicious, okay? here's something which makes me a bit suspicious. But actually, this could be the fact that it's literally a community-run, a community-led sister parachain. So that could mean that the founders actually weren't really interested in maybe holding any sort of Moonriver themselves. They might be. But according to these different stats, it doesn't look like any of the portion has been given to the actual team. So that's both a... I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. I haven't come across a project which is like that, where they haven't given anything, or where I can't see, so no founder's reward. And the Pure Stake team developing Moonriver will not own any of the tokens at Network Genesis. Like, that just... Gosh, by the way, Network Genesis means, the network creation. So, that to me... Oh, that's so weird, but it's kind of cool. It's weird, but it's strange. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's very different. It's very, very different. Very strange. But... kind of good. So let's see if so I say something about transparency. We'll see if we can find any. Oh, okay. Okay, so these are various. Okay, so this shows some of those stats. All right. Crowd loan developer adoption program. See, that's... I don't know, man. I don't know. That is just some wild... gosh. Looking at these it's weird. It's so weird, but it's cool. Yeah. So I don't know what to say about it. I don't have any comments on that. It's not a pump and dump, judging by the looks of that. There's pretty much no rug pull that probably could happen. I mean, if somebody buys 30%, they're rich enough to go and buy the whole project. I mean, they could possibly rug pull it, sure, but I mean, judging by the rest of this, man, it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case with this. So I did also have a look at these guys on LinkedIn as well, and they got some pretty impressive backgrounds there. This guy, I believe I've seen him in an interview. And yeah, honestly, head of technology operations, Samsung Pay. And he is the COO, which is the, I want to say it's the Chief Organization Officer, but I could be wrong. Chief something officer. Chief Operations Officer, I believe. And then VP of Blockchain Engineering. So this guy worked for Street View Software Engineer for Google. These guys have got some nice records. So remember, these guys are the same dudes who are going to be under the Moonbeam, because Moonbeam and the Moonriver team are the same team, essentially, except for one says that it's a community-led one, right? So yeah, so when I try to click onto the team under the Moonriver selection, literally, as you can see down the bottom left, it says moonbeam.network, or when we click on team, it actually says Moonbeam. So yeah. Anyway, so they actually have a decent looking team. The backers, Coinbase Ventures, I do recognize that. Coinbase, I know Coinbase, and Binance Labs. So these guys aren't just a bunch of dudes in their basement trying to create the next Bitcoin, right? These are actually very intelligent people, and I'm not saying Bitcoin is not an intelligent project. Bitcoin is heckin' fantastic, absolutely game changing. We wouldn't be here today without something like Bitcoin. But in saying that, these guys, we actually can see who they are. We see who the developers are. We know who they are, what they're doing. They're being mega transparent. I can't see any sort of main things which we can look up on Token Sniffer or BSC Check. But I personally think that that's okay. So Moonriver, in my point of view, you're looking at probably about a 7, judging by the actual project from what we've actually seen today. I cannot see much which should be deterring anybody from investing in it, really. the main thing would just be where would it go from here. That's what we're also going to look into. We're going to see if we could find the next roadmap. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they have one. It'll probably be under the frequently asked questions. So we'll just briefly have a look. So we continue looking through their website. I can't see anything talking about their roadmaps. That's one thing which is a bit... It's a bit... yeah, so I like to see where projects can go from here. So in terms of its next sort of future stages, I would say that Moonriver is quite good to invest in. Mostly because it's essentially I mean, as we've read, it seems to just be the foundational thing for Moonbeam. So anything which is going to be released on Moonbeam will pretty much go through Moonriver first. So I mean, I probably would think that maybe Moonbeam is a better choice when it comes to investing, because we pretty much have a bunch of the same crossovers as we do with Moonriver. But then we'll probably have more of a finished product. And as we just saw on the Twitter thing, it said that Moonbeam will be launching in Q1 of 2022. Yeah, so I don't really think that there's much issues. I mean, these guys have got a bunch of so these are various projects and partners who they've worked with or are working with. Yeah, so honestly, guys, that's my opinion. Hope you like it. Please like, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think. Be kind of respectful. Also have a Patreon. You can buy Moonriver on a bunch of places. KuCoin, BinanceGate.io. I have got all of those exchanges listed in my description. So if you want to help your boy out a little bit, please consider also using my little codes under the description of the video. Yeah, but other than that, thank you very much for watching. This has been very insightful.